Hi and Assalamualaikum, Doctor. Today our group will be presenting about the company review of Deleum Berhad. Here I present you our group member consists of me, Atika Shaira, Nur Liana, Rabiatu Arifah, Muhammad Amir Rahimi, Syaidatu Shahda and Don Jerome.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor. Today our group will review the company that have been chosen by us, which is Deleum. Before I started with the history of the Deleum, let me explain first about the logo. From my point of view, the Deleum logo designated by using an image of oil and gas itself. It represents that the company is conducted or offering oil and gas services. The brown color representing the soil, which is the oil and gas comes from the soil. Thus, the Deleum logo is easy to recognize, which the logo itself represents that the Deleum is an oil and gas company. Deleum Group started its operations in the oil and gas industry, which is in 1982. Back to 1980 series, Deleum Group had formerly known as Telkom Services Sdn Berhad. In the November 2005, Deleum Sdn Berhad established itself as a service company in Malaysia. Following the year 2006, it was converted to a public limited company and the name of Deleum Berhad was given. On 1st June 2007, Deleum Berhad was listed on the main market of Bursa Malaysia. Deleum Services Sdn Berhad manufactures crude gaseous hydrocarbons, which is known as a natural gas. Deleum's vision and mission. Deleum had created their vision and mission itself, where the vision is to be the market leader in our operating segment domestically and to expand geographically presence in selected areas. From its visions, we conclude that the Deleum wants to become the number one of the best operations in Malaysia's market. The group will focus on developing and widening its existence in international market by offering and providing specialized and superior goods and services. Deleum wants to expand its market over the worldwide, which include nations like Indonesia, Singapore, and Brunei. Next, Deleum's missions. Deleum stated its missions wish to provide sustainable growth and enhance stakeholders' value. Deleum aims to offer and provide fast growth by maintaining their development. Besides that, Deleum also wish to improve its stakeholder value, which is try to fulfill their stakeholder minimum requirement. Then, Deleum culture and value. Firstly, integrity. Deleum promoted the culture of respect and trust among the employees. It is to sustain and maintain their common value. They conducted their services and operations with honesty and transparency. It can be seen when they follow the regulations in the whistleblowing policy and code of business conduct. It shows that Deleum maintained its operations with the integrity. Next, sustainability. To ensure the success, human capital development and management is important. It's a crucial part to determine the culture of the Deleum's workforce. To maintain the Deleum's sustainability, the company will examine the compensation package, the benefit and manage the employee growth and welfare. Professionalism. To mention, Deleum maintain its professionalism by giving an equal opportunity policy to all employees. They will guarantee and ensure that all of the employees will receive fair and equal treatment and represent without thinking of age, gender, ethnicity, or even disability. Last but not least, excellence. Deleum will aware that their company will always want to keep their top talent and to be competitive. By that, they will always give their employees the chances to further their career. The last part is Deleum's objective. There are 5 that have been stated as Deleum's goal, which are the first one is to enable us to undertake the operations of the business, to discharge our contractual obligations, and or to enable us to provide you or your business with our service. The second one is to enable us to discharge our statutory duties and obligations under the relevant statutory bodies, laws and regulations, and or if we believe that such action is necessary to protect and to defend or our rights, property or personal safety and those of our customers or other individuals. This next one is for due diligence or assessment for buyers as well as to administer your accounts or business accounts. Next, for us to communicate and liaise with you and to respond to any queries or requests submitted by you and or. For the last one is for shares other purposes incidental or associated with the above and in furtherance to the above purposes or any other purposes in connection with our objective.
SWOT analysis consists of 4 elements, which are company strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats. The aims of the analysis is to assist the businesses in fully understanding all of the elements that go into choosing a course of action. As for the company's strength, we have analyzed 3 core of strength of Deleum. Firstly, Deleum had success with new product mix. Deleum offers its customer a diverse product mix and it assists company catering a various customer segment of all services and equipment industry. The next strength is the first mover advantage. Market share for Deleum in the oil and gas sectors has risen quickly compared to its competitors. Next, diverse revenue models. Deleum has dabbled with number of industries other than energy throughout the years. This makes it possible for the business to diversify its revenue sources beyond the energy sector and the oil and gas industry. Next, the company weaknesses. Firstly, Deleum has high employee turnover, which indicates the unhealthy culture of an organization since the employees often resigning in a short period of time. As a result, the company will lose its skilled workers and it will issue many recruitment costs. Next, since the company has high employee turnover, one of the company weaknesses is high cost of replacing experts. The knowledge of Deleum is held by a small number of personnel and replacing them under the current circumstances will be very challenging. And lastly, Deleum also has declining in per unit revenue. Profitability is being impacted by Deleum competitiveness in a product and services by assessing the current value proposition of the various product objective is a starting point of managing the situation for the company. The next element of SWOT is opportunity. It is an external factor of the company. Firstly, Deleum has an opportunity to have local collaboration by collaborating with local companies such as Petronas and Sapura Energy. It can help Deleum to go to the global market. Next, Deleum has an opportunity to increase its customer base in the lower segment. Since the requirement that consumers switch from unorganized to licensed company in the energy sector. Lastly, rapid expansion is one of the Deleum opportunities. As Deleum, it will has the chance to enter the US market because the US economy is growing faster than any other developed economy. Deleum is already familiar with how to conduct business on the worldwide scale. Last element is threats. The first threats of Deleum is shortage of skilled HR employees. With a greater reliance on creative solution, Deleum may soon have issue with competent HR. Next, challenging in political environment. Due to the political instability, the oil price has fluctuated and impact all economics and the economy as a whole. Lastly, disrupt of institution and increasing threats of legal action of Deleum. Deleum has tied with World Trade Organization for regulation and law, which legal procedures have become costly and time-consuming. As a result, it will lead to the slow growth of the company.
Hi, my name is Atika Shaira. Next, I'll be presenting about Internal Factor Evaluation, IFE.
IFE is one of strategy formulation tools used to summarize, identify, and measure major strengths and major weaknesses of a company. So we did the IFE matrix on Deleum Berhad, and we managed to identify the major and minor strengths and weaknesses. In constructing IFE, there are several steps to be done. First, we assign weight for every factor according to how much it contributes to make sure that company achieves success, ranging from 0.0, which means low importance, until 1.0, which means high importance. We are also required to rate every factor with 1, which means major weakness, 2, which means minor weakness, 3 means minor strength, and 4 means major strength. After all data is filled in, the weighted score will be automatically calculated. A total score of 2.5 is considered average. A low score in internal evaluation indicates that the company is weak in comparison to its competitors. After we fill in all the data required, we found that the most significant weighted scores are first mover advantage and success of new product mix. It means that both of these major factors that contribute to the success of the company today, as it is the major strength of Deleum Berhad. For weaknesses, the lowest weighted scores are high turnover of employees and high cost of replacing experts. This makes sense because the turnover rate in Deleum Berhad is high. Thus, the company needs to bear high costs in order to replace these experts. Total weighted score for the IFE matrix for Deleum Berhad is 2.52, slightly above average. This proves that indeed Deleum Berhad is doing good within its competitor. Moving on to the next part, we also did the EFE matrix to Deleum in order to identify what are the key external opportunities and threats that can impact the company. Again, same concept as IFE, we assigned weight for each factor from a scale of 0.0, which means low importance, to 1.0, which means high importance, to denote how important those factors are in making the company successful, and rate all of them accordingly. For opportunities, the highest weighted score is local collaboration, which is 0.4. Indeed, it is a good opportunity for Deleum Berhad to increase their collaboration with local companies that have high influence in the industry, like, for example, Petronas, because it will bring their reputation up a notch, not to mention rake in more profits. For threats, changing political environments and competitors catching up with the product development have the lowest weighted score. The political environment refers to the factors affecting a company that are related to the government or public issues of a country. To make sure a company can run and operate smoothly, the political environment business must be in a stable condition. Events like US and China trade wars or Brexit impacting the European Union definitely restrict Deleum to broaden their horizon within the international and local market. For the other factor, even though Deleum is currently on top of their own game in the energy sector, it is facing stiff challenges from both international and local competitors. Overall, the total weighted score for the EFE matrix is 2.28, which is below average. This indicates that Deleum strategies are not solid enough to meet the opportunities and defend against threats. They need to think of a more well-constructed strategies to elevate their EFE total weighted score. We also did the competitive profile matrix for Deleum. Competitive Profile Matrix (CPM) is a matrix used for the purpose of comparing the firm and its rivals and reveals their relative strengths and weaknesses. To indulge and understand better about the external environment and the competition within the industry, more often firms will opt using this option. It unveils the firm's main competitor and makes comparisons using industry's critical success factors. Critical success factors refer to the highlighted area which must be performed excellently if the company wishes to achieve success. CPM provides the full list on what your strengths and weaknesses are compared to your competitors, which factors you are leading and which factors you fall behind, and also determines which area you should improve and protect. For the Deleum Berhad CPM matrix, we selected 12 critical success factors to compare with its competitor. The listings goes by brand reputation, market penetration, range of products, manufacturing, R&D, skilled workforce, financial profit, efficient supply chain, market share, product quality, top management, and customer ratings. We carefully select all these factors according to what is relevant to the firm business. Again, after listing out all the critical success factors in the table, we need to assign weight according to how crucial it is in succeeding in the industry. After that, we rate them using 1 to 4 ratings, which ascend from major weakness to major strength. The score is then automatically calculated by the system. To simplify, the CPM analysis reveals that Deleum's relative strengths lie on several factors, which are market penetration, manufacturing, R&D, and financial profit. It is on par with its competitors, which we use Sapura Energy and Petra Energy, in terms of brand reputation, range of products, skilled workforce, efficient supply chain, market share, product quality, top management, and customer rating. It does not have any significant weaknesses compared to its peers. However, in order to distinguish themselves from other companies, they need to construct strategies according to their strengths and weaknesses and improve their ratings in the most significant industries areas. Over the years, starting from the first day they had established this company, Deleum has faced many ups and downs during its operation. Operating for nearly 41 years, they have achieved so many achievements. Some of the outstanding achievements of Deleum includes in 2022, Deleum purchased solid control assets to enhance service offerings under the oilfield services segment. Then, in 2019, Deleum Oilfield Services Senjam Berhad was awarded a contract for the provision of gas leak valves and insert strings equipment, accessories, and services for Petronas Carigali Senjam Berhad. During this period, Deleum Berhad shares rose 4.95%, which is from 5 cents to RM1 ringgit 6 cents early in the morning of that day. All of these achievements are what makes Deleum stay in its major league today. Organizational issues can be a challenge for some companies to overcome as they try to improve and manage their daily operations. According to the Deleum 2021 annual report, since there is a rigid specification and technical requirement in the oil and gas industry, they establish a service quality plan involving their customers to continuously improve the relevant business standards that directly impact business continuity. They use customer feedback log to monitor complaints and compliments that customers have been giving them during these past few years. However, based on the results compiled, the number of complaints is a lot higher than the number of compliments. This shows that Deleum failed to deliver an excellent service towards their customers, thus also failed to fulfill the rigid specification of oil and gas industries. They need to improve more on this part in order for them to not lose their customers to their competitors. To wrap it up, it is undeniable that Deleum is one of the leading companies in the energy sector. This was proven again and again through their revenue every year stated in their annual report. Deleum managed to double the revenue of its competitor, making them stand their ground in this industry. However, by doing analysis based on IFE, EFE, and CPM matrix, there's still room for improvement to be done for Deleum to grow bigger than it is now. They have their own significant strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. When comparing Deleum critical success factors to its peers, maybe in some parts it does show that they are leading, but mostly the results were rather average. So if Deleum wants to protect their thrones as one of the leading names in the industry, they need to consider improving themselves in their lacking aspects to build a fundamentally strong company.
Next, we will be going through the second stage, which is also known as the mating stage, because its primary objective is to build feasible alternative approaches by coordinating major elements originating from both the outside and the inside of the organization. Two of the tactics that are utilized in the second stage are the internal-external, which is IE matrix, and also the BCG matrix. The matrix, also known as BCG, is a strategic tool that evaluates the relative strengths and weaknesses of a company's managed product lines or divisions. It is named after the consulting firm that developed it. When it is apparent which divisions are increasing, constant, or dropping, resource allocation is simplified. The matrix is divided into 4 sections, which is referred to as star, cash cows, question mark, and dogs, respectively. As part of their portfolio analysis, businesses may utilize the BCG matrix to assist them in making decisions on which product or company divisions need to be invested in and which one to sell off or close down. It is important to keep in mind that the matrix is a simplification that is an oversimplification of the business world, and that it may not capture all of the complexities of the operations of a particular organization. From the diagram, you can see that the BCG matrix for Deleum. According to the BCG matrix for Deleum, the integrated corrosion solution (ICS) business is the firm's task because it is due to the fact that it delivers the most cash into the company with an estimated profit of 390 million. As a consequence of this, there is a lot of opportunity for big expansion in the company revenues due to their high market share and positive growth rate. As a result of the fact that stars have the potential to either be cash cows or dogs, improvisation of division activities are required in order to satisfy the needs of customers as well as to maintain and increase a company market share. And the next one is question marks. Due to the fact that Deleum Oilfield Service have a high development potential but a tiny market share, the company's future prospects are unpredictable. Oilfield services of Deleum are the question mark for the company. Despite this, the estimated profit for the oilfield service business is 100 million, which means that enormous expenditures are necessary to either secure or maintain market position. In addition to the possibility that oilfield services are also able to become stars and cash cows, the question marks could also change into dogs or vanish entirely. However, these two possibilities are the most common outcomes. For each season, improvements in the development of division are also required in order to penetrate new market shares. And the last one is dogs. The power and machinery division of Deleum is the company's dog since it has low market share. It works in a market with low growth rate, and the estimated profit for this division is 390 million, which is much less than its competitors' profit. Because of this, the profit margin on these items are quite low. Although they may produce enough money to be profitable, it is highly unlikely that it will ever be worthwhile to invest in them. As a result, businesses turn to divestment so that they may decrease expenses, increase operational efficiency, and eliminate unnecessary redundancy. As for Deleum cash cows, it is not included since they only have 3 divisions from its company. Moving on to the internal-external matrix, this matrix illustrates what the company various departments face in terms of opportunities, threats, strengths, and weaknesses. There are 3 different business divisions that make up Deleum. These divisions include integrated corrosion solution, power and machinery, and also oilfield services. The revenues generated by each segment are respectively 391 million, 104.2 million, and also 62.6 million. And in this section, we also provided our best estimate for the IFE and EFE scores across the board. The overall score of 2.5 is considered to be an average. If a corporation receives a low overall score in an external review, it suggests that the company's strategies are not properly developed to take advantage of opportunities and fight against threats. If a corporation receives a low score in its internal review, it suggests that the company is weak in comparison to its competitors. And according to our best estimates, the combined IFE and EFE score for power and machinery weighs in at 2.4. This is due to the fact that the total revenue in this sector for 2021 is much lower when compared to its rival in this division, which is Sapura Energy. Despite this, Deleum's total revenue is not particularly poor. Therefore, we believe this score to be respectable. Because of this, we believe that Deleum has to improve their strategy in order to raise the amount of income generated by this company. And this is reflected in the rating provided for EFE. And next up is we have the oilfield services section. A comparison was made between this section and Petronas Carigali, and according to our best estimates, both the IFE and EFE score are 2.6 in these particular segments of the business. Deleum is ahead of its competition in terms of revenue, which indicates that they have a good plan for responding to all of the opportunities and challenges that are there. And the integrated corrosion solution was the last division that we evaluated, and we contrasted it with cell-biodynamic. Again, the predicted IFE and EFE for this area are both 2.5 due to the fact that Deleum again leads the sector in comparison to its opponent. Nevertheless, the revenue from the oil field services is significantly lower, and as a result, we awarded a strong 2.5 rating. To conclude, the internal-external IE matrix has the potential to assist in instructing the reality of Deleum. Regardless of how little the strength and opportunities may be, it is the most important factor that needs to be taken into consideration while working to improve a firm's future plan. Apart from that, BCG matrix is one of the most straightforward methods for reaching decisions. Simply by looking at the graph, Deleum may be able to quickly get an idea how well their organization is doing. The cash flow, investment, and characteristics, and also the requirement of the various organizational divisions are the primary objective of BCG matrix. Over the course of time, divisions may shift as follows, such as any division that is located under the dark section may become question mark, stars, and might be able to become cash cows, and so on.
On to the chapter 4, strategy implementation. First strategy is market penetration. Market penetration is the level of product awareness and purchasing activity among customers in a certain market. Market penetrations refer to effort to boost or sustain sales of an established product to the present market. Since only minor product adjustments are often made, the risk is minimal and the potential benefit is also modest. It begins with a market research when the company does short market segmentation and practical segmentation study. The goal is to increase reach or entry into the untapped market. The company often extends geographically into the new region as part of the plan to grow its market. Every time it's enter a new market, the corporation ensures that the price is reasonable and its goods are simple to be judicially leveraging the distribution channel. Deleum attempts to sell their product and services to the existing market during the market penetration. Deleum already has a wide geographic presence. Market dominance is the one of the strategy that Deleum uses, whereby it provides a variety of products and services to gain more revenue. To reduce competition in its current business, Deleum diversifies the source of revenue with high-end technology machinery. To reach Deleum potential target market, they are using their strength in integrated tank maintenance, pipeline, and heat exchange activity, where they can use niche technology like rust and paint removal technology and specialty cleaning chemical. At the same time, they are also looking for energy-related business opportunity in industry other than oil and gas. To position themselves as a provider of integrated services for downstream activities, they need to get into the downstream market.
Hi, my name is Don Jerome Binidip, and today I will explain about the next strategy, which is product and services development. Product and services development contains all stages of bringing a product or services from idea to market, release and beyond. In other words, product development encompasses the entire life cycle of a product or services. It all starts with a product vision, which unites everyone around a common goal for this product. This is followed by a product mission, which states the product's ultimate purpose, who it is for, and what it does for them. In order for Deleum to further develop local and regional expansion strategies, the Power and Machinery Division will need to keep working with existing principals and partners. It will also keep improving its abilities by offering a wider range of products and services with the new principals and partners. This will include equipment for production, combustion, process, and thermal engineering, equipment for power supply, electrical, and consulting services. As part of this plan to improve capabilities, The company will also look for opportunities outside of the upstream market. The segment will also grow its overhaul, maintenance, technical, and buff businesses by working on technical projects with both existing and new principals and partners. Next is market development. Market development is the decision made by a business to concentrate on an existing market rather than researching prospective new markets. In order to increase sales, the company is searching for new clients to help advertise its goods to a different consumer group. As part of a strategy to expand its markets, the business often expands geographically into other areas. Deleum can conduct market development by expanding its business into geographical areas that have the potential to boost sales and revenue. Since they are in the oil and gas industry, they can try to expand their business to the country that is most famous with this particular industry. For example, Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the United States. This will contribute to the rise of Deleum's overseas revenue contribution. They need to come up with new strategies for how to act in the market that will help them change their core business processes and use funds to start and grow new lines of business. In conclusion, 3 of the best strategies for Deleum to use are market penetration, product and service development, and market development. Each strategy uses a different approach, which gives Deleum a wider range of ways to move forward and keep its position on the market. Based on the result from QPSM, it shows that Deleum's best alternative choice is to go for market penetration. The second one is product and service development, and lastly, market development.
Lastly, Chapter 5, Conclusion and Recommendation. Expectation of the new strategy is first to expand the Deleum market penetration. Deleum is a well-known company in the oil and gas industry which has a powerful brand identity, assets, and performance. To obtain the competitive advantage, the company can penetrate the entry-level market without any frill offering. It is because the customer will have to migrate from unorganized operator in the energy industry. Other than that, Deleum can expand its services for power and machinery and sales of the new equipment. To add, Deleum has a big chance and opportunity in expanding its market. This strategy would help the company to achieve in becoming the number 1 in operating segment domestically and illustrate that the company grows internationally. It can be started with Malaysia borders such as Singapore, Brunei, Indonesia. Other than that, Deleum also needs to follow up the fast-paced innovation which may increase or add more services in their field. Next is SAF strategy. From the point of view, Deleum can implement SAF strategy that represents of suitability, acceptability, and feasibility. For suitability, Deleum is a well-known company and recognizable by the individual. The company has a massive capacity in terms of sources, which are workers and resources, whereby they needed to run their operation. As a result, Deleum internal competency will capitalize on the opportunities. The threat from the external environment will be avoided through careful environment analysis. Next is acceptability. As we know that a company stakeholder often anticipate a better outcome from their perspective, Deleum always prioritizes its stakeholder first. It can be seen by its earnings per share which increase year to year. Following the strategy, Deleum is capable of achieving a large profit which will satisfy the company stakeholder. Moreover, the company can enhance the salary of the employees, invest more in R&D which can generate new ideas or products. Thus, it will lead to customer satisfaction. Next is feasibility. Deleum has sufficient resources to carry out the strategies such as skilled labor, a positive culture, and financial resources. The company has potential in implementing the strategy according to its financial stability. It is because to compare with others competitors, financial stability, the Deleum reached the highest and the compact financial stability. Conclusion: to wrap these papers up, the recommended strategy for Deleum will be based on the external and internal factors that affect Deleum and the industries. If all the other factors remain constant, it is possible to predict and forecast a positive outcome from Deleum if they can adapt and implement the recommendation and strategies in their businesses. For example, the market penetration. If Deleum is capable of implementing the strategy, the Deleum's market could be wider across Malaysia borders such as Brunei, Singapore, and Indonesia. Also, Deleum can start to widen its market to Asian.